Yeah, I was going to get straight into it with Dave and just go, what kind of season is this?
Oh, now, hey.
This is weird. It's a weird season for everyone, but...
Some weirder than others.
Some weirder than others.
Yeah.
You're very, very entertaining. You have probably the most entertaining team in the comp, I'd say.
Who are we talking about?
The Panthers, of course.
What, scoring all the points but letting in more?
Yeah, only a few more. Only a couple more.
Yeah. Yeah, just enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to look for positives, Dave, the salary cap works to make a balanced competition.
Yeah.
I have found solace in that.
Yes. And, if you're good, people want your players.
Yeah. So the problem is that they didn't just raid first grade.
Yeah.
They raided reserve grade and the juniors.
That's the difference this year is like, they've got no depth.
Yeah.
They've got the players, but then, a couple of injuries and it's like, that's where it is.
Yep. So Dylan Edwards goes out and instead of a Yongi coming in, he's playing at Para.
Yeah.
Or Yo's out, then Hopgood's at Para or... Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. Go on.
And not to... not to...
Again, Dave, this is what you did in the last week as well. No one's got any sympathy for you.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's picking on me. No, I'm not picking on you.
No.
Let's start the show. When you mention the news that sadly Will Pucovski has retired from all forms of cricket, you know it's time to say, hey, that's cricket news. We want to look at LOOK. Yes, this is what's to go. Look at League. And I've got Dave there. Hello, Dave.
G'day, Stu.
I do not have Ben. Ben has family dinner commitments, and we didn't want to put the stress on him of having to try and hurriedly finish up to come on this podcast. So we've got somebody else. His name's Matt. He's from the Dad Pants podcast and the Chattering Classes podcast, and he's a Dragons fan. Hi, Matt.
Yay.
Hi, Matt.
Hi.
Well, my first question was going to be, give us the insight of how a Dragons fan's feeling this year, but maybe you answered it just then.
Well, I think just the amount of years we've had in the doldrums that I don't know how many Dragons fans before last week were looking forward to the game against Parramatta. It was just geared up to be a game for us to lose like we did. Just exactly like we did. Even when I was watching it and we scored to go, 26-20 up or whatever it was. Yeah.
26-20.
No, 28-22 with a kick to come. And I was like, good. And then they're like, let's have a look at it. And I was like, oh dear. Even before, because I was like, that looked like a try. And then they're like, hang on, we're going to look at something. And I was like, oh,
you just knew.
Yeah, and then that happened. And then I don't know if we were at the ball anywhere near the try line for the next, 15 minutes into Golden Point. It was just like, oh boy, kicking out the full.
You get to cheer for Gutho, though, now.
I do. Bald, bearded Gutho.
I think there should be a new unit of time to describe the amount of time between a try being scored and it being confirmed.
Yeah.
Because that's a long period of time. It just feels like eons sometimes.
Yeah. You're like, can you just award it? That look like a try, just award it on the field and move on. But
yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird... Obviously, it's a weird season. We beat the Storm in pretty terrible conditions and showed a lot of heart. But then, I don't know. It also... I think we're better than we were last year, but that doesn't mean anything if everyone else is sort of even. But I can see us yet again coming around August being like, if the Dragons win 3 of their last 4, then... Oh, no, we've lost to the worst team again. Like, that seems to be where we're headed every year.
The problem seems to be that Flano can get everyone nice and rabid for the big games.
Yeah.
And not so much for the little games.
We've just sort of thrown away a lot of games already, which is not great. Early in the season to be like, we're in all of these and lost them ahead by 12 in most games. I think 3 games now we've been ahead by 10 or 12 points and lost. It's not good.
Yeah, that's different to Panthers and Sharks blowing games and not getting in front.
That's right, yeah. and then go, oh, they look good. Oh no,
No.
they haven't given themselves enough time.
Well, I might mention a few news stories, and by news stories, I mean things I happened to read on Twitter today. And there's a rumour, whispers, let's call them whispers, rugby league whispers, that Katoa is maybe itching to come back to Sydney. Maybe he doesn't want to be a Dolphin no more.
Oh.
After signing till 2028 and moving his entire family up there.
That's the problem with these long-ass deals.
Very interesting. Really.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think because the next two things are also like player and coach movement related. I think I want to ask Matt.
Yeah.
Because you follow AFL.
Yeah.
I don't. They don't see, did they have any of this where, like, the season started, you know, you're into the good bit, everyone's frothing for the season to start,
Yeah.
the footy's here, and then all the news is about
Where people
stories
are going
of
next year.
where people are moving to instead of the actual football.
No,
It doesn't happen in
AFL
AFL.
doesn't happen. There are like, but that's again not at this time of year. It's usually towards the end of the year you'll hear that so and so wants to move back to Melbourne or
Yeah.
where they are. But they do it every year. NRL seems to do it every year. I don't know
It's
if it's the
getting worse.
media.
But is
have-
it the
have nothing to
media?
write
Is it
about?
the managers or the players?
Oh, it's got to be the managers. Like the managers are sniffing around early. They've
Yeah.
got to get the story out there, and it's
Yeah.
you're just like, well, what's the point of like not even getting to April? It was even pre-April, wasn't it? The DCE was like, you know, where's he going to go next year? It's just no one really cares.
Yeah.
You could end up with people booing or like getting upset or
I read someone today said, just sign with the Roosters already and let's move on.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, it's managers, but then it's also, you know,
Well, Dylan
NRL.
Brown's massive contract, all the
Yeah.
managers went, oh, I've got a halfback on my books. I need to see what I can get.
Yeah, NRL 360's got many minutes several times a week to fill.
Yeah.
So they got to pick it up and run with it. It's just, I don't know. Like, it's exciting to hear a bit of news, but it's also like sometimes it's just fucking enough already.
But the weird thing is, it's very rare to see like so a player in April or March talks about where they're going next year. They sign. Does it affect their player performance?
Well, sometimes it's human nature
yeah.
to be distracted.
Dylan Brown,
Yeah.
since he signed with Newcastle, he's played like absolute dog shit, and that's not a tepid take. That's piping hot.
But it's true.
Yeah.
You know, they're looking. Oh, he might have. Oh no.
I think the
he's come back into
Dragons,
form.
the Dragons fans on the weekend will dispute that one, Stu.
Well,
Yeah. Well,
that was the first game he ran the ball in
Yeah.
like 3 games.
yeah. But that's the thing. That distraction's now gone, and he's probably taken a few weeks to get back into it.
Yeah.
So it is weird. Like Lomax last year, he did the same. He signed for Para around this time. Played a really good season. It wasn't like, oh, I can't wait to get out of this dump, which he probably
Yeah.
thought. But, you know, like it's... And then you get, you know, a lot of players like, oh, the whispers around August, like, oh, they kind of wish they could stay if the team's starting to
Yeah,
gel.
if they're going all right.
Yeah, that kind of stuff just gets in the way. We see it in other sports all the time. Like, players
Yes.
just lose it. Someone looking to get out, your loyalty gets questioned.
I like this type of talk in the NRL news at the end of the season. Like for a team that's
Yeah.
out of finals contention, their season, like what are those fans got to cheer for? And then this sort of chat will give them a little bit of hope. Oh, well, this year, maybe we can look forward to something next year, like some player X is coming.
I
But
just don't-
in March, it's just crazy.
I don't like the idea of, like, I'm sure fans think that your season, like, sometimes you think your team season's cooked in April because, like, someone's decided they're going somewhere next year.
Yeah.
So then automatically you go, all right, A, their heart's not in it, B, they might leave. Like, invariably these days, if you sign with someone on a big deal, they try and get you early.
Yeah. Well, you look at DCE, like he looking to go wherever. All the stories are about that, but then they're all about there's a rift in with Manly upper management. There's a rift in the players. Like
Yeah.
all that stuff just gets in the way.
Yeah. It's alpha male egos in rugby league.
Rugby league has a lot of egos. That's very
Yeah.
true.
And you get Buzz Rothfield going, oh, he appeared on the footy show without his team shirt on.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot to fill.
Yes. Well, what about Reynolds, Adam Reynolds? Kind of feeling like he might have a bit more footy left in him, a couple more years, but...
Showing that he's made of chalk wasn't good timing for that.
But also, like, the Broncos salary caps all worked around the fact that he is finishing up. So if he does play on, like, he's probably going to have to move.
Back to the Rabbits?
I doubt that will ever happen, Dave.
No, why would he go back there?
I think he played for the Wyong Roos before he played for Rabbitohs again.
Oh, you hear that? Stu said he's playing for Wyong Roos. Let's go. Let's get a Reynolds jersey.
It's an exclusive.
He can play against, what is it, Moylan and...
Oh, yeah, the King Cumber Colts.
King Cumber?
Yeah, they got Moylan and Fafuda and a few others.
Right. I've got to catch up on my Central Coast.
Get up
Rugby
on your
League.
Central Coast Rugby League
Yeah,
news.
that's right. No idea.
But yeah, what do you think? Where Reynolds? I mean, he could just go to Broncos and not have to Broncos. He could just go to Dolphins and not have to move his family if Katoa wants out of there.
Yeah, I don't know. Dolphins have a hard time holding on to players.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. They're just... Well, think about this. Think about how hard it was for the Dolphins to get people interested in going to their club when they were starting.
Yeah.
That's a Queensland on the beach, beautiful place. Now, in a couple of years, PNG's coming in.
Yeah.
How the fuck are they going to go recruiting players?
Other than money.
Well, money, but...
Living in a compound for half your...
Yeah, I was going to say, how much money, like, you might get double what you would get at any other club, but you're living in a concrete bunker.
Did I hear that Albo's going to let it be their contracts be tax-free?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like, what percentage of rugby league players are doomsday preppers? Maybe we could work them into it. And they can just, they'll happily live underground in a bunker.
Bring your canned goods.
Yeah,
Move
that's right.
move
Canned
up.
goods. Yeah. Cheap living.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Look, that sort of lends me to wondering what would be the NRL's greatest ever, slightly mad conspiracy 13s.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway. Brad Arthur's looking to come back too. He doesn't want to coach in the Super League anymore.
Yeah.
And he kind of dropped the hint. It's because, he misses his sons. Sons are playing. He's got a son at Manly. He's got a son at Newcastle. Now, I would see that as a bit of a threat if I was Seabold or Adam O'Brien.
That's
Brad
right,
Arthur wants to come back and coach, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I want my sons. I miss my sons." He's coming for their jibs. He took a jib.
Maybe it's a threat to the Suns. He's like, don't make me come back here.
Don't make me come over there. Fair enough.
Sort them out.
Yes. All right, let's have a quick look through the round that was, shall we?
Oh, let's shall.
Yeah. I didn't have any tips in, but rest assured I got them all correct.
Congratulations.
I didn't have any on record, but we can just safely assume all were right.
Dave, I'm just as reluctant to look at these games as you, pal.
Yeah. I mean, I always... Well, not always. The last few years, I got used to get the first couple of tips under your belt. You're happy. You're heading into the weekend. Your team's had a win. All right, bring on the rest of the weekend's footy.
Yeah.
I messaged you guys on Friday night after the second game, and it's like, I can't do league this week. My heart's broken.
Oh, and Matt, while we're talking about these games, don't forget, because you're filling in for Ben,
Yep.
you need a random drive-by of the week. Just attack somebody for no particular reason.
Just okay.
All right, Raiders 24, Sharks 20. Same old story for the Sharks. They played some of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll start with something. I'll rip the Band-Aid off Stu. Could you appreciate that Raiders try at the end for the razzle dazzle factor?
Oh, of course. Of course, but why were there so many Raiders players around the ball and no Sharks players.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that's from my point of view, that was excellent football. But from yours, I'm sure you were just screaming, "Can
Somebody tackle him.
Let's just touch the ball, grab the ball, grab the player,
Yes.
Kill the play.
kill the play."
Grab a penis if you have to. Just stop what's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. Yeah, look. I think other things led to them losing, but that was obviously a freak thing, and you can't be too angry about that. That's just sport, isn't it?
It is just sport.
One. That's not a try. That's a miracle moment. It's because you weren't far enough in front to win, and you should have been.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
How do you feel about the halves now? The Sharks halves. Are you happy that everyone's still wearing the right numbers?
No. But I think they're playing the opposite roles to their numbers on their back.
Yeah.
To be quite honest.
Yeah.
I think Trindle's being a halfback and Nico's being just a floating Nico.
Floating Nico. Big floater. And the forwards... The forward starch isn't there from that they carried at the back end of last year either.
No. I don't understand, like, why can't Fitzy get the boys up? That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking here.
Yeah, they
Fitzy's
don't seem to be up, like you said, for the full game. They sort of come in and out, don't they?
Yeah. North Queensland 22, Panthers 18.
Wasn't that a great game?
It was. Why isn't Schneider playing more?
Well, Coach Cleary had the decision made for him. Cole copped an HIA. He's not eligible to play this week, so there's a halves change.
Yes.
So, I think that's good. Nathan Cleary though last week, I think he played a great game. He did everything he could. He was playing both sides of the ruck, touched the ball as much as any half over the weekend, set up lots of opportunities that the rest of the team just couldn't get it done. There were so many mistakes. I can't remember, even in 2019 when Panthers were terrible, I don't remember them being this mistake-riddled.
Yeah, they are just sort of... this game and that South game, it was just like, what are they doing? They're just like drifting.
I remember, one or two mistakes a game. Like there was perfect halves of, no mistakes, 100% completion rate for Penrith a lot of times over the last couple of years, and to go from that to 32 errors, it's in 2 weeks. It's not great.
No.
Good on the Cowboys though. Bully for them.
Bully for them.
Yo's got to get in there and just long face everybody. Just get his long face right in there.
Just horse it up, you mean?
Just horse them right in their faces.
I think Yo
go, what are we doing, boys?
Yo and Cleary played great. The rest of the team, not so much.
Yeah.
He didn't miss a single tackle again. 40-something tackles.
Yeah, he's a freak.
Again.
Yeah, I don't know. It is upsetting sometimes. Like, you're paying husses, your Yos and stuff, where they're just so good every week that...
They're taken for granted?
You take them for granted. Like, what else can you say? They were a freak again this week. That's pretty much it.
Drinkwater's always good against Penrith too. Should always be on him for a try scorer against Penrith.
South 20, Roosters 14, with an amazing forward pass sealing the game for South. I don't know how Dom Young's playing first grade. That pass, not only was it forward, but it gave him a shave on the way past. Why were his hands not trying to...
Just make sure you're running your hands. You want to get a good look at your biceps, so you make sure when you're running there by
That's right.
Yeah.
He's 6 foot plenty. He doesn't have a very extensive reach. He couldn't reach the ball, clearly.
Yeah, obviously. And, I'm a fat middle-aged man here. Like, getting frustrated at an extremely good athlete.
Yeah.
But where's the footy brain? Where's the brain?
Did you
even if you're not... Like, he's only been playing footy a few years. Even if you don't have the instincts, surely there's just a...
Common sense.
There's a bit of a remembrance that, possession of the ball's good, and it's right in front of my face.
Just hit it.
Anyways.
The other thing I wanted to say about that game, I don't know where you watched it, but the commentary that I saw with it, Latrell's short dropouts that bounced inside the 10 and then bounced forward over the... Being called, he's had all off-season to practice those. That's brilliant stuff from Latrell.
Yeah.
Did my head in.
Yes.
Yeah. I do the thing, and it's only hurting myself, where because I pay for KO, I watch every game on KO, despite even the ones that are on 9.
Free to air, right.
And, I mean, yeah, I'd probably be better off listening to the 9 commentary than the KO commentary.
Neither is perfect or
Yeah,
great.
there's a lot of mute. There's a lot of mute going on in my house. I don't think it's not a game where I'm like, oh, what happened there? I didn't understand it because there was no commentary.
Yeah.
Press the red button for Rowan HG. How good would
Yeah,
that be?
exactly right. That's, in my head, that's what's happening.
Good old days. All right, Parramatta 23, Dragons 22.
What?
And yeah, I know. It happened. And speaking of KO, I think this was the game that we long feared of, where they put Kevy Walters and Blocker together on commentary.
Goodness.
The meeting of the minds.
But yes, I mean, we all saw it. Last minute winner in extra time from Zach Lomax. And, I mean, the only thing I really want to say about this game is that I hope everyone saw the footage of the Dragons fans doing the Gutherino at an extremely portly and angry Parramatta fan who was going absolutely feral at them in the stands.
That was a highlight of the game for me too. That was
Absolute highlight. Yeah. I think maybe this podcast should be highlights of just, fans irritating the shit out of each other.
I don't know. Throwing pies. The Dragons are doing right. They'd be maybe top of the table if it was how much can you annoy the opposition fans this year. They've had a good run.
Yep.
Speaking of irritating fans, did you see the South and Rabbits supporters fight?
Was there a blue?
In the stands.
They had a punch on.
Well done. All right. Seabus Super Stadium, Dolphins 36, Gold Coast 10. Gold Coast, that was very poor. But about time Dolphins won one, I suppose.
Yeah.
When you crack the code on figuring out when the Titans are going to turn up and play to their potential, can you?
Well, they're playing the Dragons. They're playing the Dragons Friday night, so there's a good chance.
Well, they're not a big enough team for Flano to fire anyone up about.
They're doing poorly, so there's a very good chance the Titans will roll over the Dragons by 2 points. We'll lead by 18 and lose.
Broncos 46, Tigers 24. It's a bizarre scoreline, that.
Yeah.
Tigers were in it for a lot of it. I didn't see this game, but
they played. They were playing, especially the first half. They were playing really well, and the 24 points scored is a good representation of how well they were playing. The 46 against though.
Yeah. Oof.
Not good.
Where was Twal?
Benji Ball.
Did he miss his first tackle in 3 years, Twal?
Yeah.
No, but he did drop the ball first touch.
Yeah.
Oh, great. 48-24, Melbourne Storm flogging the Eagles.
So many points in those two games.
Why are the Storm so scary?
They are scary when they roll on. I mean,
good.
Yeah. Except when they play a quality opposition like the Dragons.
Exactly.
In the rain, in horrible conditions. That's how you get them.
Do you reckon Bellamy gave the Storm a Flano-esque pasting?
Like a serve up. Well, I don't know. I'd like our team to come out and score 48 points this week, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, this is how scary the Storm are. They've got a literal shaved Sasquatch in their squad, and they don't even pick him. He can't even crack the side.
He's fit to play, but not named.
Yeah, he's not.
That's what I think. That's what I understand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe because he keeps concussing his own players. with
Taking
his
his own players out.
Rampaging through his own team with his knees up.
Canterbury Bulldogs 20, defeating Knights 0 to give the Bulldogs undefeated season after 5 rounds so far.
and a
What's
bye,
going
so
on there?
6. They look so good.
Yeah, how is it real? Are we believing? Are we believing in the Bulldogs?
Well, it's just, again, not to piss Dave off,
Yeah,
but
it's very Panther-esque, isn't it?
it's just taken a Panthers coach and Panthers players and they're playing Panthers footy.
Yeah. Just the fact they're keeping teams at very little scores.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So, that was the round that was. Time lists have dropped. And our first game of the round, Dolphins v Panthers. As Dave said, a couple of outs, including Cole. Blaze Talungi in at 5'8" for the Pantherinos. Dylan Edwards is back. Mm-hmm. But Mitch Kenny's out, meaning Summerton's.
I didn't mention that in the recap. Mitch Kenny had popped his shoulder out.
Yes.
And when we were down to no reserves, he just came back on.
He just came back on and tackled with...
Yeah. One arm
again,
hanging off.
I don't know what he did. Just turned his back and just threw his back
Just like
into
it was like he was tripping people with his arm. Swinging it into people's...
which was not in the socket.
No.
Yeah.
I really hope Penrith can win this one.
Yeah, well, it's at Suncorp Stadium for Monty's benefit.
Yeah, I like that.
Who's to know?
What are your tips, boys?
No. I'd always choose Penrith, but who knows? But I'd go with them.
Just head to head?
Just head to head, but I have no confidence in that tip, which is odd.
Yeah, I do. Let's go Panthers. Come on. Let's go, boys.
I'm gonna. Might hurt if it goes wrong, but I'm gonna go Panthers 13 plus.
Oh, see, Dave, you've got to go reverse curse and tip against them.
Yeah, I've already tried that this year and it didn't work.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yes, you have. Yes.
All right, Dragons v Gold Coast. That is at Wollongong.
Yeah, Wollongong, Wynn Stadium.
Yes, nothing too outrageous in the team list there. No. What do you think, guys?
I think De Groot at fullback, at the team of fullbacks.
Stupid good fullbacks there. I don't understand.
Yeah, so many
fullbacks.
I'd like the Dragons here.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, at Wollongong.
I think they might. I think this is my hedge bet, but I think there's a chance they'll be woeful or they'll put on 30 pretty easily against the Titans. I'm going to go with the 30. I'm going to go with they're going to win 30-10.
Yeah.
Dragons.
So Matt's saying it's not going to be a close game. It'll either be minus 30 or plus 30.
That's right.
Gotcha. It's 30-10, but you're just not sure which way.
Yeah, I'm going to be horribly depressed. Or I'm going to be like, oh yeah, well that's how we should play, and then be annoyed that we are on more points.
I'll remind you,
experience.
Before Tino came back to the Titans, they were terrible. He's out. He's out this week, suspended. He's a massive out. So yeah, Dragons. Your Dragons will be fine, Matty.
Well, I think you're underestimating Jamin Jolliffe, but
so you did the drive-by this week. Well done.
No, he's
I'm sincere.
Him.
Oh, I agree.
Broncos and Roosters. Poor old Roosters at 490.
Yeah. Rightly so.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've dropped Chatty Townsend. Probably not before time.
Yeah, well. I don't know if you've got the team list up with photos.
I do. Are we doing a footballer's haircuts?
I'm so excited to be here for footballers' haircuts.
No, this one is Billy Smith the oldest looking young man ever?
All right, so everybody go to nrl.com on your app or the website and check it out. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
it's more watching him play. He looks like a 30-year-old from the 80s.
Do you know
that? He looked like Billy Smith from It's a Knockout.
This photo here.
Yeah. You like that one?
I nearly let that go.
Yeah.
Do you know? I don't know why, and maybe I'm just odd. But this Billy Smith photo's giving me vibes of, that photo of Lee Harvey Oswald in the Time magazine?
Yeah.
Holding the rifle.
The shadow's not quite right.
And the head just is slightly off kilter.
Yeah.
That's what this Billy Smith photo looks like. Look at it.
Yeah.
His head doesn't seem to be sitting on his neck right.
No, it's back and to the left.
Anyway. Anyway, that's a bit of fun audience participation you can do.
Yeah. I think.
All right, what were the tips there?
If the Broncos can stop playing Reece Walsh football and trying to score off every single play, and they just go into some sort of grind, they're going to beat most teams in this comp comfortably.
Yeah.
Like, they might not score 50 points. Like, can they be happy with 30-0 instead of 50-10?
I don't know. They're just like an open game. So I think, I think it'll be another like 34-23. Some weird score.
Yeah.
It is interesting
And
watching.
Dom Young for a double, right?
They just, they
How's
score
Dom
quickly.
Young there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
But they just score quickly.
yeah.
So,
It is
never out of
interesting
game.
watching Reece Walsh fitting into a Madge team.
Yeah.
They seem diametrically opposed in style. Anyway. Sharks v Seagulls at Optus Stadium. Monty, that's in Perth. So, tell me, I would have asked Wiggo this if he was here, but so Matt, I need you to be a kind of omen guy for me right now. I was driving through the northern beaches last night, and for a good 20 kilometres, I was stuck behind a car with a number plate DCE. So,
Was it
what do you think
DCE?
that? What do you think that means? I don't know if it was DCE. If it was, then his car doesn't match his pay packet. That's all I'll say. But what do you think? Good omen or bad omen
Or
for the Sharks?
Was it slow traffic, like very poor traffic conditions?
No, it was just more you're not doing an annoying speed under the speed limit,
Right.
but you're
So
doing just under.
They're going to grind. So what you're saying, the omen bet of the week because of that is Seagulls to be ahead the whole game by 2.
Yeah, just
Just always just ahead. And,
Just ahead.
No, we're just catching them. Nah, can never get past them.
all right. That's fair.
Yeah, he's driving in the middle of 2 lanes sometimes, just annoying.
How about
Put the indicator on, then don't decide to
that's
turn
right,
off.
that's right.
Decide not to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Sharks got sent to Vegas and now they're being sent to Perth.
It is weird.
Yeah.
That
It's a
really
lot
throws
of
off your
travel.
bet. It's like, what's the odds on that one? I don't have the odds in front of me.
Oh,
Is that fairly-
$1.50 the Sharks,
$1.50
$2.60 to Eagles.
260.
That's
Get on the
ridiculous.
Eagles.
Get on it, seriously.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not even.
I wouldn't know. Playing in Perth, that throws everything out. But if in that game one team's 260,
Yeah,
that's my tip of the week.
there's no home side.
Why is round 6 random away from home round?
Strange, isn't it?
I don't know, but
Couple of Perth games.
also we've got 2 Perth games in the
One
week.
Darwin game.
In the week where, the WA government and the NRL are having pot shots at each other about a Bears team over there.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Anyway, I'm
The
tipping
other
Sharks.
Perth.
Sharks?
Yeah, we go. Well, you both tipping Sharks?
No, I'm going Seagulls, but
Yeah,
only
I'm-
because of weird omen bets.
Weird omen bets and silly sports bet
Yeah,
prices.
silly sports bet prices. That's weird.
Yeah. I am going Seagulls head to head, I think. Rabbitohs and Cowboys is the other Optus game, and Rabbitohs are 2-10.
Because both of their halves are out.
Yeah, I know, but Jaden Sullivan and Laddie Mitz are in the halves. I don't think
yeah,
that's a
'cause-
bad pairing.
Okay.
And Jai Gray's like a 4 foot tall and running 350 metres every game.
Yeah. Look, the Wayne Magic has helped the Rabbits get some wins that they shouldn't have early this year. I think that runs over for this
He's
game.
running out this game.
Yeah. Well, it seems that Latrell Mitchell can throw the ball forward and it'd be fine. So I would probably
Quite a
say
while, yeah.
he's going to gridiron it down the field to somebody.
Yeah,
and-
it'll be in Perth. No one will notice.
Yep.
My tip of the week is Nanai to come off the bench and score 2 tries.
Yeah, he's been good off the bench,
Yeah.
the old Nanai.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Cowboys in this one.
I'm going to go Rabbits. I think they got a roll on. Eels and Raiders at Darwin.
Yep.
Again, what do you do with that?
I don't know. It's so hard. This year's crazy, the tips.
Well, Darwin's about as un-Canberra-like as you can get, right, Matt?
Yeah.
The worst job in the world at the moment
Anti-Canberra.
would be at a betting agency deciding prices on these, right?
Yeah. It's going to be hot and bloody steamy, right? It's still the wet season up there.
Yeah.
It's very early to be... Like, April is still chance of monsoons. Far out. It's so weird. I mean, you got to go the Eels, right?
I'm
going
going Eels. Yeah.
Well, Raiders obviously have played better and are higher on the ladder.
Yeah.
But again, just looking at the prices, Eels 258. Like you'd have to have a snap at that if you were placing bets.
Yeah.
And Ryan Madison's been upgraded to the 22 jersey.
Oh, wow, shit.
It's as close as he's been to the team all year.
That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
All right. Storm and Wars at Amy Park in Melbourne. I mean, Storm, I guess.
I saw I saw the meme the other day where Joey was like the Warriors.
The bogey
the
side.
Storm's
Oh,
bogey
yeah.
side, and Warriors have won every game since 2016.
Yeah. I think sometimes if you're in media and you're in front of cameras and microphones every day,
Yeah.
every week, sometimes you just say something.
Yeah.
And
Gotta keep talking.
But he
I just
keeps
think you
saying
keep,
stuff.
you got to
I think
keep
he's
talking.
in front of cameras so often he hasn't had time to go from behind the camera
hasn't
and
read
read
anything.
any facts.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, by how many, I guess, is the question.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot. I mean,
Oh.
Fisher, Harris, Barnett, Capewell, Nikure.
Yeah.
Those guys are going to have to be super strong in the middle to hold back the Avalanche.
I'll say by 20, but that's
Yeah,
being
and
generous.
the
I think.
Warriors have got Rocco Berry, and he's hopeless.
Thank you very much. We came through in the second last game with a random drive-by of the week.
Random drive-by. Good name, though.
Your last game of the round. Drive-by. Last game of the round. Knights and Tigers.
And Bears.
At Newcastle. I'm confused by this, and again, I don't want to sound like I'm encouraging gambling, because I'm really not. But Knights have a lot of outs.
A lot of outs.
And they're $1.62 and Tigers are $2.31. That is mental.
It's because it's at Newcastle. That's the only thing I can think of.
Half the side's gone.
Yeah. And Tigers effectively full strength.
Yeah, pretty much. Cant's in the second row. Oop. Hello.
Hello. Sorry, I'm dropping in and out.
All right.
No, I've turned my camera off and it seems to be working. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I can
All
hear
good.
you, but obviously I was having issues.
Yeah, no dramas. All right. So I'm going Tigers for sure.
I'm going Tigers by a few.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah, I might take the Knights in this one.
Okay.
24-10 Tigers.
Well, you are essentially tipping for Wigo, so you say what you like, mate.
Yeah. I'm going to go for the Knights because I used to live in Newcastle and it was great.
Yeah. Go for the Knights by 80, Matt says, on Wigo's behalf.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I've got
right, well-
Tigers minus 79.5.
All right, well, thank you for stepping in, Matt.
No, you're welcome.
And all the best, and let's have an NRL of a time.
Thanks, Stu.
Thank
Bye,
you.
fellas. This is an Angry Chimp podcast.